Thanks everyone for joining us for another episode of our Spotlight series, brought to you in partnership with Dentons. My name is Julia Chelleru, and I'm the co-founder of Proptech Collective, a not-for-profit community focused on bridging the communication and knowledge silos between the PropTech and real estate worlds. I'm very grateful to be joined today by my co-host, Christine Ho, who I'll invite to introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Christine, and I head business, legal, and community affairs at Dentons. I manage the National Venture Technology and Emerging Growth Companies Group and Startup Program, as well as some global initiatives. Thanks for having me today.
It's our pleasure. And every month we've partnered up with Dentons and Christine and Kenda to highlight the diverse stories of founders, investors, and change-making real estate professionals that are part of the PropTech Collective community. We like to learn more about their experiences and also trends that they're seeing in this space. So today we are thrilled to have Jason join us today, who is the CEO at Only. Hi, Jason.
Good morning, Julia. Good morning, Christine.
Nice to have you here. So let's kick it off. How about we start with a question? Tell us a little bit more about your journey up to founding Only. So what makes you Jason, and tell us how you got to the path of where you are today.
Yeah, definitely. So a little bit, in the past, unlike what I'm learning as I'm venturing into this new world of PropTech, my journey didn't begin as an engineer or a tech founder. My journey began, I spent the past 19 years serving the real estate, home building, and land development industry, past 19 years. So it's previously, I was running a real estate research and marketing company for the past 14 years that was serving home builders and land developers across Western Canada and the US.
For listeners who don't know what the Only is, walk us through what you're doing and what made you take the leap to launch this.
Yeah, so Only is e-commerce for real estate. We are venturing to become the shopping cart experience that powers online real estate transactions, creating, the frictionless future of online shopping for homes. And really the motivation came from serving the industry, predominantly the home building industry, for the past 19 years, and seeing that every other industry was evolving and allowing consumers the ability to have certainty and price transparency when shopping for products. If you can think about any other product or service that we want to buy today, you can go online and you can figure out what it costs, and you can add things to the price, and then you can check out and buy that particular item. And it was really annoying for me over the years. The home building industry is notorious for being incredibly old school and a bit archaic and slow to evolve and innovate. And I never quite understood why real estate was that last holdout. It just is that industry that doesn't give consumers the ability to shop the way that they want to, which is from the comfort of their own device, from the comfort of home, and being able to shop with price certainty and transparency. And really that is what Only is delivering to the real estate shopping experience.
So you've described it Only as building the shopping cart for real estate. Can you tell us more about your target customers and why you've chosen this segment?
Yeah, definitely. So, our target customers out the gate is really what I'm most familiar with and who we built it for. The target customer is the North American, regional home builder, developer of both single family and multifamily dwellings. There's no doubt about it. And we get asked the question all the time, like, are you going to expand into other asset classes of real estate? And the short answer is yes, we're going to, but we're starting with what we know, what is most familiar to us, which is residential, new construction real estate, both in single and multifamily.
That's awesome. And it's obviously something that I think with COVID and the introduction of technology, as you've kind of mentioned beforehand, it's a trend that we're going to have to jump on a little bit faster. So, this transition to e-home buying, I guess, is happening much quicker now. So, looking at Only's product, can you explain how you've used technology, data, analytics to make the home buying process easier for us as end users, and also more effective for the home builders as well?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the underlying play here is data. And that doesn't really bubble to the surface very often, but it really is a data play. We are pulling and gathering the most incredible insights into consumer buying behaviors and preferences and credit worthiness. And there's a lot of data that we're pulling that I think the industry and beyond the industry has been trying to understand this information for years and years and has never had the ability to do it. Really what we are doing at the end of the day is giving consumers the ability to build, price, shop, obtain their mortgage financing, make an offer, place a deposit, and complete a transaction online, which, on the surface seems relatively simple, but it is incredibly complicated. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of integrations that need to be there. And one of the biggest challenges that the new construction and home buying process is wrought with is a lack of certainty. And that usually the root cause of that is poor communication. Because there are so many cooks in the kitchen when it comes to buying a home, from the moment you start shopping to actually closing on that transaction, there are a number of different players. They're not connected. They're not speaking to each other. And so it's the consumer that's left in the cold, waiting for, being told to hurry up, but never really being communicated with all that well.
Outside of your technology, there's also the importance of changing human behavior and a shift to trusting online purchases. How have you seen the perception of this change in consumers over the last 5 years, and where do you see the home buying market going next?
Yeah, so it's a really, really good question. And I'll tell you, when we first conceived the idea for Only, it was in 2019. And we pitched it to a number of my home builder customers. And, honestly, the response was anxiety, fear, resistance, denial that this was actually happening. And we were told that, not now, this is a cool idea, but maybe in the future, we want to be driving traffic to in-person presentation centers, leasing centers, show homes. We don't want to be giving consumers the ability to have price certainty and transparency online. And there wasn't a need for it. And so, I remember pitching this in the middle of 2019 to, 24 builders, and every one of them, one by one, had said, no, thank you, not now, maybe in 5 or 10 years from now. And, some good things came out of the pandemic. And one of the things that came out of the pandemic was, expedited the demand, consumer demand for their ability to be able to shop online for a multitude of items. But, most importantly, I thought homes, the single largest purchase decision that people would ever make in their life. And so when the pandemic hit in March of 2020, it was a few weeks later, we noticed right when the pandemic hit, retail traffic around the world for real estate and everything else came to a grinding halt. But what we found is a few weeks later, the real estate market, in particular, the residential real estate market globally, saw a huge boost. Regardless of the market, where you were, what city you were in around the world, there was massive demand for real estate. People were moving, people were leaving the city and going to the suburbs. People that were in the suburbs were looking for a bigger home. And all of a sudden, people still wanted to buy that piece of real estate, but they didn't feel comfortable. They feared for their health and safety for a variety of reasons, and they didn't feel comfortable in going in person. And they wanted to have that shopping experience from the comfort, safety, and security of their own home and their own device. But the industry wasn't prepared to give them that experience because it had never been done that way. And that was really the turning point for us at Only, where our phones started to ring. Third week of April, we had a lot of the builders and a lot of the developers that had told me, conclusive no's, 7-8 months prior, were calling me saying, Jason, do you still have that online shopping tool? Do you still have that online e-commerce platform? And it was at that point that we kind of got to work. We really started to amp up our development on the engineering side, but on the customer journey side as well.
And I think it's crazy because it kind of really goes to show how much the environment really does change behaviors and perceptions. And I think from knowing you and having conversations beforehand, I know how many developers kind of called you within a couple of weeks, and you're like, I think I'm onto something, which is kind of amazing that you have the right timing as you're going to market with this as well. I guess like PropTech, obviously now you're like fair and square exactly in this area. So I'm curious, from your research and just your previous knowledge of just real estate trends generally, are there any trends or specific innovations that you're excited about right now in PropTech?
I think, what I'm most excited about is what we're doing at Only. It's so
Of course.
cool. We get, we're inundated with phone calls and emails. And if you kind of just pay attention to the news right now, it seems like every builder, every developer that's selling new construction real estate is trying to find a way to do this.
Yep.
The ERPs are scrambling and trying to find a way to bolt this on. And there's a number of other companies out there trying to do it. And the one, this competitive advantage that I think we really hold is the fact that we're solely focused. We are laser focused on becoming that e-commerce platform for the real estate sector. And I don't believe that the opportunity that exists is going to be a bolt on. I don't think another company can go out there and offer 10 other services and just add this to it. I think there's a huge desire and element of trust and credibility that has to be there. And I think, what excites me the most is the opportunity to provide that certainty and that transparency and the security to the consumer. Buying a home or buying a piece of real estate online, it's a lot of money. It's the single largest purchase decision people ever make in their life. And there has to be a serious element of security and safety attached to that when you're going to be agreeing to make an offer or placing a deposit or transferring funds online. You have to feel like it's safe and secure. So, one of the things that I think is the greatest opportunity facing, the greatest opportunity for transacting real estate online is the safety, security element of it. And then the bigger piece, the underlying piece that I mentioned previously, is the data. That is what excites me the most, is what we're seeing is we've been live as a platform for 120 days. It's only been about 4 months, and the data and the analytics and the insights that we're getting into how people shop and what they're looking for and what they're comfortable in doing, and, mortgage approvals. The data is the hidden star of the show in what we're trying to build here. And I think it is going to change the industry tremendously, and I think create incredible efficiencies in the industry as we go forward.
I think it's also, the data can help definitely inform also the user experience side of it. And that's like one part that kind of excites me, because even when you mentioned about the previous ERP systems, they were designed obviously with the home builders in mind, but it feels like your solution has that user-centric kind of design process that's already applied to it. So I'm excited to kind of see it myself when I'm ready to buy my first house. But yeah, we're gonna dive into a little bit more about your path of entrepreneurship.
Yeah, so Jason, we know you've been an entrepreneur for many years. So what has been the hardest or most unexpected part about taking the path into PropTech, and what has been the best part?
Yeah, I think, the part that I think set me apart, and I didn't know this until getting into the world of like tech and prop tech, is I started to realize the other prop tech founders I started to meet along my journey all came from a tech background or an engineering background. I seem to be one of the few with a background in real estate, in a niche understanding of real estate building and development. That's my background. That's what I know, better than anything else. So that's been really, really cool. It's also been very daunting. I feel like a bit of a green banana. I'm learning as I go. But what it has allowed me to do, which is probably the most exciting piece of it, is, I really pride myself in being highly coachable. I wouldn't be able to get to where I am today without having some incredible people around me. And I think I made some really good decisions early. And one of the best decisions that I made early on in starting Only was surrounding myself with a really incredible advisory board. That was the first decision that I made out the gate in starting Only, because I really didn't have a lot of experience in tech and prop tech. I knew a lot about real estate. And so I really hand selected an advisory board that came from different niches and disciplines that could help me in this prop tech journey as we sort of ventured down this road. And I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for the advisory board and the mentors that I have around me. And to be honest with you, that's what excites me the most, is the incredible people that I've been so fortunate to meet, the other prop tech founders that have embraced me and welcomed me and have been doing everything they can to help because they're excited about Only and excited about our idea. And, you know, on the more challenging days where I'm banging my head against the wall or super frustrated, you know, I've got these amazing advisors and mentors around me that are these coaches that are helping guide me in the right direction and, you know, helping give me the tools and the insights and knowledge I need to be able to move forward with confidence. And that's been probably the most amazing part. Is I feel like a kid again. I feel like I'm learning every single day. I'm learning and growing, and I'm trying to create this revolutionary technology, this, you know, becoming the leading e-commerce platform for transacting real estate is a bold move, and it's a land grab. You know, it's definitely a race. And, you know, we feel like we're really, really well prepared for this exciting journey.
That's awesome. And what's top of mind for you as you continue growing your business into 2021?
I think what's top of mind for us right now, we've built an incredible team at Only over the past number of months. You know, really, I have to pinch myself every day with the passion and the talent and the enthusiasm that we have on our team that we've been able to build. You know, all-star teams win the championship, and I really wholeheartedly believe we're building an all-star team at Only. But you know, I look at everything that we're doing right now, and I look at the path forward, and you know what gets me most excited is about the I don't want to use you know, the word, it's overused, but to be just so disruptive. I feel like we are disrupting an entire industry, and we're creating a bit of a revolution. You know, I believe that selling real estate is dead. I think it's dead. In fact, I know that it's dead. Nobody likes to be sold. Nobody likes salespeople, and people want to be able to buy. They don't want to be sold. And so, you know, I have this fundamental belief in this revolution that we're creating that, you know, we are witnessing the death of the salesperson and the dawn of the trusted advisor. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about people being able to buy the single largest purchase decision that they're ever going to make in their life and feel like they have someone trusted and credible there to help them along the way that isn't trying to sell them.
Yeah, it's incredible because it's really fun doing these interviews also with founders because you start looking back at their background. And I think your marketing background, especially, and real estate background, really kind of put you in this expert position of being able to look at psychology and trends that are happening in the market, and now doubling down on literally just capturing this market. So very excited to see what's next in 2021 and onwards, obviously. I guess we do this one thing. I don't know if you had a chance to look at other interviews. It's a little bit off script. We call it the rapid fires questions. So these are questions that we didn't send in advance. So sorry, but they're very fun. So what we'll do is I'll kick it off, and then Christine and I will alternate between the questions. But whatever comes top of mind, it's supposed to be short and snappy. And if you feel like you're nervous about it, just don't, because they're quite simple. But to kick it off, tell me, what is a book that you always recommend to your friends or team?
The book that I probably reference more than anything over the past kind of year of this journey is the book Blitzscaling by Reid Hoffman. I've picked it up and reread it almost on a weekly basis on a different piece of the chapter, whether, you know, I need a kick in the butt or, you know, I'm looking for some reference tools. Blitzscaling has been an incredible one in this PropTech journey that I'm venturing down right now, for sure.
If you could spend a day in someone else's shoes, who would it be?
You know what, to be honest with you, you know, it's become one of my idols, and I've written 3 handwritten letters to him that have gone unresponded to date, just for clarity's sake. Not trying to be a stalker by any means, but Toby, the founder of Shopify. We are really venturing to become the Shopify for real estate. He's my idol, what he's built, and the system, the open ecosystem, the integration friendly platform that they've built, the storefront for 92% of online retail transactions. So Toby, the founder of Shopify, Canadian-based company, big fan. You know, that would be someone that I would love to spend more time with and learn from. He's been a silent mentor to me over the past kind of few years as we've been plotting our course for Only.
Well, we'll see if we can get this in front of him.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Yeah, no, I agree. And just learning from his Twitter feed as well. I'm like, I've learned so much. Thank you, Toby. Cool. Are you a morning or an evening person?
I would have to say right now I am both. In my entrepreneurial career, I've never been more motivated, more certain, and more driven than I am right now with Only. Everything that I've done in the past has been fun, but nothing feels like what this feels like. This is such an exhilarating, exciting, fast moving journey, and we're moving so quickly. So to be honest with you, I wake up really early in the morning, at 4:45 or 5:15 in the morning, and I'm right at it. And I'm usually working till late at night, and not because I have to, because I actually love what I'm doing. And I had a motto at the beginning of my career, which was that was passion drives success. And I am incredibly passionate about what I'm doing. So it doesn't feel like a job at all. It's like the most exciting thing I could ever be doing. So I'm morning and night, Julia.
That's awesome. Intrinsic motivation just gives you boundless energy. So it's awesome to see it in action.
Yeah, that's awesome. I guess Jason doesn't need to sleep. He could just keep working 24 hours a day. The passion will keep him fueled and going. Awesome.
I have to, I love working all the time, but the most important thing to me that I really focus on is to change your perspective. You have to change the scenery. And I live by that. So I try not to stay in the same place too long. I'm always trying to work from different places and have a different view out the window or in front of me. And that's really been a huge catalyst in sort of that ambition and motivation that's in me, is just constantly changing the scenery, and changing the scenery helps bring some incredible ideas into your brain.
Oh, amazing. That kind of leads us into our next question, which is what's the next place on your list to travel internationally, and why?
Oh, this is such a, I think for everybody right now, you get a big, deep breath where people are just so anxious. I mean, I live to travel. This has been a very difficult, past couple of years, and not being able to escape. To be honest with you, the next place that I want to get to is probably getting back to Europe. I would normally go there on a yearly basis. I've been yearning for getting back to Montenegro and getting back to Prague. A couple of the places that are on my list, but I've a soft spot in my heart for Europe, and I'm really excited to get back there as soon as we're able.
We'll come with you when you're ready. So
please do. I would love that.
Let us know when we should pack our bags.
Yeah, when we're ready to do that. All right, and it's last question as part of the rapid fire. So I know this one's a little bit hard because you're so into it, but if you weren't launching Only, what would you be doing?
Wow. I don't know. I mean, I feel like this is what I'm kind of destined to be doing right now. I feel like my whole career in real estate, in marketing, in the home building and land development industry has kind of led me to this place. I honestly, if I wasn't doing this, I would be probably developing real estate. I would become a developer, with all the experience and skills that I've learned over the years. That would probably be a natural progression, is becoming that developer, becoming that residential, either multifamily or single family builder of some sort. But I think that's probably what I would be doing. I'm incredibly passionate about real estate. This is 19 years for me in the real estate industry, serving this incredible sector, various asset classes within the sector. I live and breathe real estate. I'm passionate about it. I wouldn't be in any other industry but this. So if it wasn't PropTech, which I think is the most exciting thing to be doing in the real estate industry right now, I guess it would probably I would default to becoming a developer, which is also incredibly exciting and challenging.
Yeah, but I feel like now you get to hit both sides of the story, like helping the developers and then essentially like building up your own dream business as well as part of it. So kudos to you for embarking on this journey. I know it's not easy. So I guess in closing, like, are there any asks that you have for the PropTech Collective community? And it can be kind of anything, and we'll help spread the word for it.
Yeah, I think, I'm a sponge for learning right now. Like I said, I'm just like a green banana and trying to surround myself with the most incredible, talented, brilliant people that can help me in my journey. I mean, this is an interesting one because we're disrupting. You know, we're going down this path where others have never tried before or have tried and failed. So as we move into this world of e-commerce for real estate, it starts to move into the worlds of fintech. It starts to move into the worlds of ERP integration, and you know, ERPs historically are closed systems. You know, they've done that. They've been able to handcuff their customers by having these closed ecosystems. And I think there's you know, experience that I'm looking for from you know, the PropTech Collective community in helping me navigate sort of this future into fintech, and the future into, you know, how do you find a win-win in creating great integration opportunities with the ERPs, with the banking systems. We're really making some great headway right now. We have some big announcements coming out from Only in the next kind of 30 to 45 days here, but we are, you know, e-commerce isn't just prop tech. E-commerce really starts to venture into fintech. And it's a piece that I'm learning about every day. But if there are any other members in the PropTech Collective community, I would love to connect with you.
Awesome. No, some people are popping in mind, so we'll connect afterwards on that. But that's awesome, and I like your growth mindset and just always looking to learn further exactly how you can piece the puzzle together. So I guess last question: where can people learn more about Only and get in touch with you or the team?
Definitely. So, you know, you can reach out. Our website is the Only, OWNLY.io. That's our website. And you can reach me, you know, via that website. You can also find me on LinkedIn. It is becoming the most incredible tool. Some of the new integration ecosystem partners that we brought on over the past 6 months have been me swinging for the fences, writing a LinkedIn message to the chairman and CEO of a multinational company and crossing my fingers for a response and getting a response because they were excited about what we were doing and the disruption we were creating. And so LinkedIn has proven to be this incredible tool for me and for us so far. So anybody that would love to, I would love to have a conversation, a virtual coffee or one in person. But LinkedIn is probably the best way to get in touch with me personally, for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jason, for your time today. It was absolutely lovely to learn more about your personal journey and professional journey about Only, and thank you for educating us and the rest of the community on what you're building. It's super exciting. For all our listeners, I guess if you share the same values and have an active interest in building up your professional network in the PropTech ecosystem and to continue learning, we encourage you to join as an official member. Christine, thank you to yourself and Dentons as well for helping us bring the Spotlight series to life. So if anyone is curious to kind of join our community, we, by the way, have free and paid memberships, and you can learn more on our website. So make sure to follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter, and I wish you guys all a lovely rest of the week. Thanks again.
Julia, Christine, thank you so much for having me. Grateful.
Thanks for joining us.